Hello there, it's the next day. Next up I wanted to check the pressure down at the pipe, but I first wanted to see how it's looking up here. And I'm so stupid. I was thinking, well, I will fill up that pipe and then tomorrow morning I will do a pressure test down there. But look around, obviously it froze overnight, so now I have this pipe filled with ice. And well, now I have to wait until it unfreezes again. Scheiße. Sometimes I do stupid mistakes. Well, very sad, because yesterday I was 3D printing this adapter from 1.5 inch here to 1.5 inch male to 1/4 inch female to be able to attach this pressure gauge to the pipe. Well, now I don't need that today. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably I'm gonna figure out how much water is coming here and how much water is down there. I was hoping to get a pressure reading right here, then remove this section of the pipe and get a pressure reading right here, so I know the height difference. And then I can calculate if it's worth being up here or if it's better to be down there. Obviously, more height is better, but if it's, for example, only 4 meters, so round about 10% more head height, but I have maybe 20% more water down there, it would be better to put it here. So I have less water here, that's for sure. I have more water here, but I have more head height here and less head height there. So to put that in relation, I wanted to make the pressure reading, which I can't do right now. Today I've been straightening this line. It looks fine now, but I still feel like I have to move the pipe right here, which then might be an issue because this is slightly higher than this point. Well, I might figure that out somehow. Worst case would be I have to pull this pipe up or down again and go down here. If I could redo it, I would probably go that way. Made a mistake there. I've also been building a dam, but as you can see, it's not working very well. A lot of water is going by. First I've been taking this thin plastic. It was nice because it took the shape really well and the water was flowing on top of it. But it had many holes in it and it's very fragile, so I went with this rubber one. Is an old inflatable mattress. I sealed it pretty good in here, so all the water that is going through this pipe is also going through there. but I'm missing a lot of water that is coming down here. And yeah, you can see down here that I'm missing quite a bit, and I have a feeling that down there it's even more. So I don't like my decision of going with this spot right here, but as I said, if I move it down there, I'm missing this head here, and then it will be maybe an issue at this flat spot there. And I don't want to pull that pipe again. I thought I figured it out, and turns out I didn't. I'm doing a bucket test again to see if this flow rate is worth doing anything with the turbine, and to ask ChatGPT what nozzle size I should run. Well, that was 1 minute and 20 seconds for 5 liters. I will show you the results. I will just leave it like that so it's not too splashy. It is the next day. I didn't repeat my mistake. I left it running overnight. Now it's very early in the morning. It shouldn't be freezing right now. I will close this now. From my calculations, I'll have to wait 1.5 hours to fill up these 200 meters of pipe, and then I will hook up my pressure gauge. "90 minutes later, you can see the water intake is fully submerged and the water is escaping right here. So this pipe is full. You can also see it dripping right here from this connection. That means I will go down and check the pressure. So from the water intake right to that point where I know that the issue might be, the water was filled right up here, and then here it did not fill. So I lowered this point a little bit, and now I was hearing some bubbles coming up and seeing the pipe move a little bit. I hope this will now solve this issue for now, but I know I have to put some work and some thoughts into how to properly do this. I don't want to always, when I empty the pipe and fill it up again, run into issues with air accumulating here. You can see how lowering that, well, first of all I removed the outer filter since it's open in the back anyway. I have to close that for this to have to do its purpose. So I just have this filter right here, which is enough because I have no debris coming here. But you can see how lowering that pipe at the section I just showed you, maybe 2 or 3 centimeters, made an impact, and now the air is coming out of here. Yeah, maybe I'll try to take this point up a little bit so more water will be collected. So once it's going, it has a little bit of water to play with. Still working on this section here. Right now this is my high point. I know that because this section of the pipe is completely filled and then it is empty. So the air is captured in this part. To be able to, for this air to escape, I need to lower this point. If I do that, I'm creating the next high point right here. So, or there. Long story short, I need to remove a tree right here to be able to move this part also down a bit, move this part down a bit, and then I can lower this part again, which I had to set up a little bit. That's exactly what I meant with make sure you know where your pipe goes, because I thought I will figure that out later, which I'm doing right now, but it is time consuming. I have now changed this mid-section connector from this to a T connector with a valve, and I'm hoping that I now can get at least the air out that is in the bottom part, because otherwise the air has to go all the way up there and fresh water has to go all the way down here. Since I have connected this already, I know water is now flowing, but this is what I was hoping for. Now can fill up the pipe, the bottom section pipe, wait until the water comes out here, then close that, and then the top section will be filled. I will definitely build this the way that I will not have to get all this air out too often. The water level now has dropped quite a bit, obviously, and until it doesn't rise, there's no issue. And if it's full again, either I have the issue with the air pocket again, or the pipe is completely full. Let's hope the best. I have supported the pipe along the whole way in this flat spot now, so it's nice and even. And I checked there's no air in it anymore. This is filling up again, which means pipe is fully completely full. I will go down to the river, make the final pressure reading. This is at the midsection. I would guess that I only have 1.5 bar here and it's not sealing properly. I don't think it's a big loss, but this is brand new, so I have to return that one. So I'm back down at the river again. I want to take a resume. The last 2 days I was struggling with that water pipe to go straight and not produce any air pockets. Now I can do the final testing. I already have the 4 bar secured, which I'm completely happy with already. That's something I can work with. So let's see what it says now. Not quite. So let's call that a 4.4. Yeah. It's not surprising. In video 2, I think I was measuring the pressure at different points. I was measuring section A the top part, then section B, relatively flat part, and then section C. Section A and section C were making sense, and section B, which was very flat, was showing me 0.9 bar that I couldn't believe. So that's why we are now only at 4.5 instead of 5 bar. But as I said, it's fine. The next step will be to improve the dam, so I make sure I capture every drip of water. And yeah, then we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. As always, see you next time. Bye.